Class, we're back up top. I'm standing in the garage level now. So you can see right here, here's a nice rack of forms that comes off the truck. We can just use that with the lift, drop all the forms right down here in place so we have access to them. I actually was out here the end of the day yesterday. I set these 2 pallets down here with him on his lift truck. But we're up in the garage. We've got a completely different elevation than we do down at the bottom here. So as we look, these forms got to come right across and they got to meet up with the garage forms that come up here and go around our garage. Same thing with the front porch over here. So you can see how important our layout is. As we start out laying out on the bottom, the big square portion of the house down here, we're laying out off of our long straight walls. That has to translate over on top of the porch foundation there too. We can't have big offsets, so we've got to be accurate, and these guys are real accurate out here. As you can see, also might be a little more evident now, you can see the chalk lines and stuff snapped out on the concrete. I got red lines going down there. If I stand down at this end and I kind of eye it up, and if you can see that red line traveling out there, that red line should line up right with the inside of that top form, right about there as it comes off, and this should just transfer right over into our garage. Make a nice seamless long wall of the house. But as you can see, there was a couple braces up on those, just wedged down into the gravel and keeping those things from falling in. Now that they're all attached from one corner to the other corner, the walls, it's hard for them to sway this way or that way. Okay, they're locked in at both those corners out there. Same thing with the front out here. Our distances are the same and they're locked in, so it adds a lot of rigidity. And now that they do that, they just got to make sure that our lines stay straight so they can come in and pour. You guys might notice that the forms, they look to me to be a whole lot taller than our house is going to be out of the ground. Okay, and that is the case. You guys are going to hear me talk about grade a lot when we do this out here. And by grade, I'm not talking your A, B, C, D, E, or A, B, C, D, or an F. Grade has to refers to the height of the ground up above that, and grade means your elevation height. So what's going to happen here is you look down the center of this, you can see all the concrete ties going through here, and that's what they lay their rebar on. You can even see some of the rebar stretched or laid out throughout there. So as they build a section of wall, they lay the rebar in there, and the concrete will set into our keyway at the bottom. But grade here, once our forms are all up into place, what we'll have down here is we'll have a certain height within these forms that our concrete needs to be, and it needs to be that way all the way around the entire house. So what they'll do is they call them grade spikes. We'll probably shoot it with the laser, come around here and determine the elevation of our house. Say this happens to be the elevation of our house right here. We'd stick a nail in there for a grade spike. That's some sort of benchmark for us to measure off of all the way around. And we'll go from corner to corner, and probably, from this corner up here all the way to that back corner, we'll probably put a grade spike in the middle, and we will snap chalk lines on there to establish the height of our house, and we'll pour the concrete accordingly. We'll pour it right up to that, no higher, but when it comes time for us to start putting our sill plates down on top of this concrete, we have to check it one more time for grade. We might have a high end, we might have a low end somewhere. It's concrete. It's never perfect, so we got to try and make it as close as we can so we start building on a level foundation. But real good here now, guys. If you pretend this is the concrete wall that we've got, you can see there's our drain tile going right around to the bottom. Goes through our foundation down there, all the way around to the back side out there, all the way back around, so that it's taking care of our water. As you can see, we've got little jacks for a plank out here. Because there's no backfill, there's no place to stand, we're going to throw some 2x8s down on this plank, so as we're pouring, we can walk around the foundation and make sure we're up to our proper height, or our elevation, or our, there's that word again, grade, proper grade. So that'll be going on pretty much all the way around this foundation so they can walk on it, and it won't finally be until they come back and take their planks off and strip these forms away that we can push the dirt back in. But we've still got 2 weeks to get that done, and I think that's plenty of time for us. So I'm going to let these guys alone here for the rest of the day to finish their job out here because they're moving now. So anyway, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend, guys.